Hello, hello. Dr. Clif, your movement recovery specialist, and we are already at week 3's recap of yogurt reviews. Welcome back to Breakfast at the Office. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. It's that red button down here in the corner, and click that little bell icon. Then you'll get notifications when we do a new review, or when we put out some other type of video on something like exercise or, preventing different aches and pains in your body. For everyone else, welcome back. This week we had 7 new yogurts. 4 of them were Icelandic, 3 were Greek style, and we had a couple that were okay, and some of the best ones that I've tasted so far. So, grab your second, third cup of coffee, and let's have a look at the yogurts we had this week. First, we're having a Siggi's yogurt today, which I enjoy this week. It's nice. Remember, this is Siggi, so it's not super sweet. And that's okay. Vanilla really kind of levels this out. It's not quite as tart as some of the other flavors. Maybe it's the cinnamon that does that. I don't know. It's good. It's not my favorite flavor from them that I've had, but it's good. Let's see, I'm debating. I'm going to give it a 6. A strong 6. I was thinking about a 7, but there's other flavors even from them that I've had that I like better. We're going to have apple cinnamon. Sounds kind of like apple pie, so we'll see. It's a Oikos 000 brand. Looks like that. A little sweeter than some yogurts that I like, but not too sweet. I think the cinnamon kind of keeps that down from being too sugary tasting. Remember, there's no sugar in this because it's 000, but I believe they use stevia. Let's see. They do stevia leaf extract. So, I know some of you try to stay away from artificial sweeteners. Stevia, they say, is all natural, but it's still not the same as like having organic sugar cane or something like that. It's nice. Taste, I'm going to give it a 7. Almost an 8. Strong 7. So, and it goes good with a Chobani Greek yogurt blended with vanilla, chocolate, and cream. Sounds almost like some kind of chocolate ice cream snack. There we go. Pieces in here. That's why the fat's a little higher, because of the milk fat in the chocolate. Unfortunately, it's a fairly thin yogurt compared to some, so I can't hold it up real easy for you to see. This is good vanilla yogurt with surprising little flakes of nice chocolate after. Not quite what I expect from the picture on the outside. Now here's a big hunk. One big hunk of chocolate. Still nothing. Taste, I'm going to give it a 6 because it is nice vanilla yogurt. Today we're having our last yogurt of the Publix shopping trip. So this is a Publix Greenwise. Makes it a little bit more difficult to find unless you're in Florida or a handful of other southern states. But it's organic, blended low-fat Greek yogurt, pomegranate, raspberry, acai. So it has a bunch of, and it says blended with real fruit. Looks like this on the top. Looks like this on the side. But in yogurt, this is pretty good. Nice thick. I think if it didn't have a little bit of sharpness to it, it would almost be overly sweet, because there is a good deal of fruit pieces. There aren't big hunks of fruit. Don't think it's like one of those yogurts that has fruit on the bottom or whatever, and it has big hunks of cherries and berries and this and that. No, it's just little tiny specks, almost like the chocolate from the other day. But it's enough that you really taste it. Taste, I'm gonna give it an 8, because it is good. This is Icelandic Provisions. Comes in this fun little kind of boxy container that's made out of what feels like some guy, looks like this. Looks like this on the side. It's a little bit different. It feels heavy, but it says it's the same size as our typical yogurt, 5.3 ounces. This is good. Okay, now remember, I'll put a link if you missed it. Early on, maybe day 2 or 3, I had the Oikos 000. There was coconut cream. And I said, this is a good yogurt, but really it needs some texture, like some little coconut pieces. But they can't do that because it's 0 fat, and coconut has a good deal of fat in it. Healthy fat, but fat. Well, this has the coconut pieces. I wish I could show them to you, but since coconut's white and the yogurt's white, taste, I'm going to give this an 8. I've almost eaten the whole thing already. Usually I eat about half while I'm talking. Haven't had any coffee yet. That's how good it is. That's good enough. If I had a second one, I'd eat it. This is the top of it. It's the Icelandic Provisions. And I don't know how well this will show up on the camera, but I had a strawberry Lingonberry by Siggi's maybe 2 weeks ago, and I tried to explain Lingonberries to those of you that didn't know what they are. There's a picture of them on here. See, they're little red berries. Kind of like little blueberries, except they're red instead of blue. Nice. They use a different bacteria. Heirloom Icelandic bacteria, apparently. It's actually called Streptococcus thermophilus icelandicus. So, I guess it's like Viking bacteria. Been in Iceland for generations. What I find is that it makes a smoother yogurt. Not smooth in texture, smooth in taste. It's not super sweet, but it's not kind of as bitey sour as some other yogurts of this style. And I like that bite, but I like this too. Good. Taste, I'm going to give it 7. It's good. I think I liked the coconut one yesterday a little bit more. But third, Icelandic provisions today. And as I told you yesterday, we're having key lime. There you go. Being in South Florida, I do have a little bit of key lime flavored stuff, which I enjoy typically. Used to have a key lime tree when I lived in Miami. This is good. That's very good. If you like key lime, you're gonna like this one. Now, I would probably put this in the freezer just for an hour or so. Let it set up so it's almost hard, but not frozen. Then it would be almost exactly like having a piece of key lime pie without the graham cracker on the bottom. This is nice. I'm going to say it might be the best yogurt I had this week. There were a lot of good ones this week. I like this company. But that is definitely well up there. Texture-wise, I like the coconut one a little bit better. Taste-wise, this is a winner. I'm going to give it a 9. But alright, so here's our spreadsheet, and I'm not going to use my pointer today because last month I discovered that when I put the pen in there, then it focuses on that and it makes the rest of the screen a little blurry and hard for you to read. But you can see that we not only go score the yogurts by taste, which I mentioned during each individual video, but also price, size, calories, protein, carbs, and fat. This week, the Siggi's had a total score of 40. The Oikos 000 Apple, even though it only got a taste score of 5, it was probably my least favorite taste-wise this week. It had an overall score of 51, which was the highest of the week because of the price and the fact that it's low in calories, has some fiber, and has a real high protein content compared to some of the other stuff. Now, the Chobani Vanilla only scored 29 total. Then if we scroll over here, the Greenwise Organic Pomegranate, Raspberry, Acai, it had a pretty good taste, but some of the other points as far as total calories, and it was higher in sugar because of the fruit, I guess, it ended up with only a 32 total. Then we get into the Icelandic provisions at the end of the week that I really enjoyed the flavor and had some of the highest scores. Let me scroll just a little bit more here. Oh, it doesn't like that. There we go. Had some of the highest scores of any of the yogurts we've had so far as taste. 8, 7, and 9 respectively for coconut, strawberry, lingonberry, and key lime. But because they're a little more expensive, they didn't score quite as high overall. So upper 30s, low 40s. Thank you for stopping back for this week's recap. Make sure you come back next week. Next week we're going to finish up with the last Icelandic provisions, and we're going to try some more non-traditional yogurts. A couple vegan versions. I think one's made with cashew milk. I'm not sure about the other one. and also yogurt made with sheep milk. So that should be interesting. Until then, remember, life is a straight sport, so get stronger and get living.